for the rest of the session, Mr. Kaushit, I will take over.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Sure, okay, shall I go ahead, Dr. Khan? Shall I go ahead? Okay, Dr. Amara, shall I go ahead now?
Yes, yes, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, the most merciful, the most beneficent. Thank you, Dr. Saab, and thank you, Dr. Amrata. What you've just mentioned in terms of how to reverse your diabetes and hypertension is nothing new. A lot of people already know this. It's about how we think about this and what we can do. We are all responsible for ourselves, for our life, and our
Yes.
body and our mind. So I'll talk about how to manage your mind, how to manage your stress. Because if you're not able to manage your stress, continuously not managing your stress leads to depression. So you need to look at what are the causes of stress and the way to effectively manage. And what Dr. Namratas had mentioned in terms of food, sometimes people have food and they overeat because they consider it as comfort food, because they are stressed, because they have issues with mental health. And therefore, if you manage your stress, you'll be able to manage and control your diet as well and your food. And the food intake that we take, but particularly with comfort food, is always junk food. It's always cakes and biscuits and chocolates. We know this for a long time. So we should be all responsible for our own bodies and our mind. So in terms of mental health, there's a difference between mental health and mental illness. I'm going to focus on mental health because mental illness is something that you need to treat. It's a disease. You have to go to a psychiatrist, like schizophrenia, bipolar, depression, etc. But everybody can manage stress. Stress is inevitable. Everyone will go through stress. Is in our innate nature. Sometimes we get anxious because we got a job interview. That's normal. But when we are over anxious about of something that might happen, and it's in our thought, then that's this negative thinking. Then that can affect your stress levels as well. And if you're not able to manage that, then it can uh, increase the problems and increase your blood pressure. And now there's research that states and suggests that those people who have not able to manage their stress and have mental health problems, it can lead to diabetes as well. So there's a direct connection. So it comes back to our life choices and how we think about things. So lifestyle, what does that mean? It's about being healthy by being by doing exercise, by being active, by doing movement. But that's only 20%. 80% is your food, what you eat, what you consume. That is your choice because everything is out there, everything is available. You can go to a takeaway and get junk food quite easily. Dr. Saab mentioned chips, fried food, cakes and biscuits. It's easily available, but you need to resist this. There's a difference between food and product. A biscuit or a cake is a product. It's man-made. It's been made by industrial process and using so many seed oils, which is really bad for your gut, and also salt. You just mentioned, Dr. Namrata, about salt. There's huge amount of salt in takeaway food, and also a lot of sugar. So we need to avoid that. So the best way to manage your stress is to your own changing your own lifestyle. And the main factor in changing your lifestyle is movement and sleep and managing your stress. And these are the things that you need to do. Because 80% is what you eat. And when we say that you are what you eat, that is so true. You are really what you eat. You become what you eat. And this is the reason why in many scriptures, pork is avoided. You have to avoid pork, avoid alcohol. In fact, in the UK and many Western countries, most of the liver disease is caused by overconsumption of alcohol. And now there's research that suggests that if you eat pork and pig content, then there's a huge problem in your gut as well. So there are certain things that are in our scriptures that we should be avoiding anyway. Dr. Sam, you mentioned about intermittent fasting. Dr. Mosley, professor who passed away not long ago, he recommended that people should be fasting twice a day, sorry, twice a week. And he was fasting himself. And he was fasting on Mondays and Thursdays. And the interviewer at the BBC asked him, "Why do you fast Mondays and Thursdays?" He said, "I heard that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, also fasted on Mondays and Thursdays. So we should take this habit. It's not new in Islam only, but it's been happening till millennium. It's in the Hindu culture, it's in the Jewish culture, it's in many faiths as well. So if you're not spiritual, then at least you need to know that there are some benefits in fasting, intermittent fasting, because it helps your body to regenerate its cells, and any ailments that you have, it can repair this. Sometimes we eat food and we eat food on top of the food, and that's where the problem occurs. If you're eating breakfast and lunch and as well as a evening meal, and in between you have snacks, then you're not giving your body a rest. You're not giving your stomach a rest. And this is the reason why when you fast, your molecules are re-energized, and it helps your whole body system, but also your mind as well. So intermittent fasting is something that is very much recommended. Um, and also GM food. Now we know that there's so many foods that are genetically produced, and we need to avoid that. And this is the reason why sometimes Dr. Nirmata said that it's better to get some guidance from people who are experts. What foods to avoid, what foods to eat, what is organic food, what is GM food, how you can grow your own food as well, and which places that you can buy food, and which ones are the best ones. So this is something that very important. Coming back to stress now, um, there are four ways of managing your stress. Four A's. One is to avoid. So avoid unhealthy food, avoid negative media, avoid bad news, for example. So avoidance is very important to manage your stress. All the things that affect you and triggers your stress, avoid them. And the two things I mentioned was avoid negative assumptions, but also negative news, but also negative food that has an impact on your body. So that's for the first A. The second A is accept. If anything that's happened to you in life, accept it, because that was inevitable. And if you're a believer, if you're a Muslim, then we believe in the Qadr. It happens with the will of Allah. And even if in many other scriptures as well, that is karma as well. Whatever's happened has happened. It's been destined for you. Accept it. That's the first part. 80% of managing your stress is accepting what's happened to you, because then you can move on. If you have a tire puncture on the motorway, you're traveling along, rather than dwelling why that puncture happened or blaming somebody that my son didn't check the tire, move on and do something about it. So the most important part in managing your stress is accepting that the puncture has happened. So acceptance is the second A. The third A is alter your thinking. Whenever something's happened to you, you alter your thinking, your mind, as to what needs to be done next. So alter your thinking. And the way to do that is always be a positive thinker, not a negative thinker. Though most people who are stressed are because they are negative thinker and they have negative assumptions of themselves, and also of other people. If somebody says something to you badly, you don't take it negatively. You just assume that they didn't mean to do that to you. They didn't mean to say that to you, or they made a mistake. Or if you wave at somebody and they don't wave you back, then you assume that they didn't see you. If you're in the car and you're waving at somebody, sometimes the screen of your car screen has a reflection. They didn't see you. So have an assumption of a positive thing. That way, it will help you to manage your stress. So be a positive thinker in everything that you do. Be an optimist, not a pessimist. Don't consider half glass. The water is the water filled with the glass filled with water is only half full, but consider it as half full, not half empty. And this is the way of positive thinking. The third thing is so accept, adapt. Yeah, the last one is adapting to the situation. So if you have a puncture, for example, adapt to the situation that you're in. You might not get to the airport, for example, or you might get to the airport if you change the tire. Adapt to thinking, and that way it will help you to manage your stress. So positive thinking, not negative thinking, helps you to do that. And lastly, sleeping well. You will only sleep well if you don't overeat. Your last meal should be the earliest evening. Some say, I think Dr. Namrata, you mentioned 6 o'clock, isn't it? Your last food should be at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Is that right?
Yes.
So don't eat after that, because otherwise you're not able to go to sleep. And the quality of sleep determines at what time you sleep, but also how deep you sleep. Sometimes if you overeat and if you've drunk before you sleeping as well, you're going to get up early in the morning or in the middle of the night to go to the toilet to wee. So therefore, avoiding food and drink before you sleep is much better. But also, if you have actually managed to be able to think positively, you'll be able to sleep better. And lastly, forgive people. If somebody has wronged you, just say to yourself, they made a mistake, but I forgive them. And if you're a believer, you can say, oh, I forgive them for the sake of God. In Islam, the first beneficiary of the one who forgive others are themselves, not only psychologically, but also spiritually as well. So forgive people who have wronged you. Maybe they might not have meant to be wronging you anyway in the first place. So don't keep a grudge against somebody. Otherwise, that's going to stress you out a lot. I know that my time is up. The stress management is a 2-day workshop, and I dwell on it much further. How to manage conflict? What are the 4 A's? How can we go deeply? How can you manage your food appropriately and effectively? But in a nutshell, I've just done a whistle top tour of stress management in 10 minutes. So if there's any
That's very
questions,
good.
please ask any questions you want for those who are listening.
I'm not sure if anybody has any questions. Please go ahead with us, please. We are there to take your questions. But it was great hearing you, Kaushal Bhai and Dr. Namrata. You also spoke very nice. Thank you, everyone, for watching us. And keep following us so that we keep on coming up with such kind of more webinars in future. And please follow us and like and subscribe us. And at the same time, please share a word of hope to the people who actually suffering with diabetes and suffering with a lot of other metabolic issues. And they have lost hope. They have lost hope. So please kindly be positive, as Kaushal Bhai said, and be positive. Kaushal Bhai, I wanted to say some last word, please, from your side.
Okay, yeah. So thank you for those who have been listening. Just remember, you have the power to change your own lifestyle. You are responsible for your own body, and you owe it to yourself, not only for your body, but for your own soul. So work hard on that. Get some advice, or you already know. Do a lot of research. Everything is available. Stop taking medication when you know that there are alternatives as well. Obviously, go and seek advice from the doctor, definitely, but at the same time, always seek for alternatives, because the alternative method is out there and it's very easily available. Thank you.
So